All right, welcome. Today, we're jumping right into something that happens way before you even type your first line of code, the hardware you choose. It's the absolute foundation of everything you do, your very first and maybe your most important physical dependency. You know, this quote just nails it. The code you write, even something as simple as hello world, well, that's just the tip of the iceberg. The machine underneath, that's the massive unseen base that supports everything. It's the most critical piece of the puzzle. So here's the thing, and this is really the crucial point. Choosing a computer isn't about running today's simple script. It's a commitment to your future. You're not buying a machine for the code you're writing today. You are investing in the developer you plan to become tomorrow. And that brings us to the single most important question you gotta ask yourself before you spend a single dollar. Your answer here is gonna shape every single decision that follows. Are you just starting out? Are you gonna be building for the web? Or are you planning to dive into the deep end with massive data sets? First up, we've got the absolute beginner. Your main goal right now is just to get a solid, comfortable, and honestly a friction-free start in the world of code. The priority here is just a smooth learning curve without your own tools getting in the way. Next, we have the aspiring web developer. You're going to be running local servers, maybe spinning up some containers like Docker, and for sure juggling a whole mess of browser tabs, your IDE, and your app, all at the same time. Your world is all about multitasking and having a really responsive workflow. And finally, there's the future data scientist. Now, your path involves some seriously intensive tasks, massive data sets that have to fit in memory, and yeah, probably training some machine learning models. Your hardware needs, they're definitely the most demanding of the bunch. Okay, let's really get into it, starting with the engine of your machine, the CPU. This is where all the raw computation happens, and it's pretty much your first major decision point. So yeah, the CPU is the brain, like the slide says. But for us as developers, its performance isn't just some abstract idea. It's measured in a few key ways that directly impact how fast your code compiles and just how responsive your tools feel second to second. And here's the essential balancing act you're always playing. More cores, that's what lets you juggle everything at once. Your code editor, that local server, a dozen browser tabs, without the whole system just grinding to a halt. Higher clock speed, on the other hand, that's just pure horsepower for one single task. It's what makes a heavy script or a complex build process finish that much faster. You see the pattern here, right? The CPU recommendation scales directly with how complex your goals are. A beginner is going to be just fine with a modern dual-core chip. But as your ambitions grow, say towards web development or data science, having more cores becomes absolutely non-negotiable for a smooth workflow. All right, now let's talk about your digital workspace, your RAM, or random access memory. If the CPU is the engine, think of RAM as the actual workbench where all the real work gets done. Seriously, think of RAM as your physical desk. The bigger the desk, the more projects, books, and tools you can have out and work on at the same time. A tiny little desk means you're constantly shuffling stuff around, and that just slows you down. It's the same exact thing here. Now this is so critical, especially for any aspiring data scientists out there. Your work is often memory-bound. When a dataset is bigger than your available RAM, your computer is forced to use your super slow storage drive as virtual memory. This process, called page swapping, literally brings your powerful CPU to a grinding halt while it just sits there, waiting for data. It is the ultimate performance killer. So you can see how the RAM requirements just explode for data-intensive work. 8 gigs is a really comfortable start for learning. 16 is pretty much the professional standard for most development these days. But for data science, 32 or even 64 gigabytes isn't overkill. It's a critical investment to avoid that massive performance bottleneck we just talked about. Next up, let's talk about the parts that affect the entire flow and, well, the feel of your development experience. These are the things that make your machine feel snappy and responsive, or, sluggish and just plain frustrating. Okay, the choice here could not be simpler. A solid-state drive, or SSD, is the only way to go. A slow, mechanical hard drive creates what I call a chain of friction. Slow boot times, slow app launches, slow file access. An SSD breaks every single link in that chain. It's probably the single most important investment you can make for your own productivity and, frankly, your sanity. Your storage needs are going to grow right alongside your projects, any virtual machines you're using, and of course, your data sets. 256 gigs is a decent starting point, but you'll appreciate having more space way sooner than you think. And when you see NVMe on there, just know that's an even faster type of SSD that plugs right into the motherboard for the absolute best performance you can get. And hey, don't sleep on your peripherals. A good screen, or even better, two of them, means a lot less time just switching between windows. A comfortable keyboard is an absolute must. And critically, you need a real laptop or desktop. A tablet, it's just not going to cut it as a primary development machine. The software and just the ergonomics, they'll hold you back. So let's put it all together. Think of this as the cheat sheet for making a strategic, future-proof investment in your own career. This isn't just about buying a computer. It's about buying the right tool for the job that you want to have. And here it is, all in one place. You've got the complete toolkit for each persona. Just notice how the CPU, the RAM, and the storage all scale up together as the tasks get more and more demanding. You can use this as your guide to match your machine to your career goals. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Your choice of hardware, it really sets the boundaries for your own learning and growth. So choose the machine that's going to empower the developer you want to be, not just the one you are today. What code will you write tomorrow? Make sure you have the right machine to build it on.